In Book 2 of the Republic, Plato builds a perfect little city. Shoemakers, farmers, weavers living in harmony. No war, no greed, no rulers, and then deliberately he burns it down. He inflates it into what he calls a feverish city. Diseased, expansionist, sick by nature. Why destroy your own utopia? The answer tells us something uncomfortable about being human. To understand why, follow Socrates' strange reasoning. Glaucon asks him to define justice in the soul. Socrates says the soul is too small and obscure to read. Imagine tiny letters on a distant wall, unreadable, but the same letters, written large nearby, suddenly legible. The city, he claims, is justice written large. Whatever structure exists in one's soul exists magnified in the arrangement of a community. So to study justice, build a city in speech and watch it take shape. So Socrates founds a city in speech. Why do cities exist at all? Not from ambition, he says, but from need. No one is self-sufficient. A single person cannot grow food, build shelter, weave clothing, and forge tools. Not well anyway. We come together because we lack. This is the first principle of Plato's political science. The city is born from mutual necessity. Not glory, not conquest, need. A bare, almost embarrassing foundation for civilization. From need follows a principle. One person, one job. Specialization produces mastery. A shoemaker who makes only shoes makes excellent shoes. A farmer who also tries to cobble, weave, and forge produces 4 mediocre results and starves. Nature gives different aptitudes to different people, and each craft demands its full attention. This is the division of labor stated with unusual bluntness. And notice, it is already an ethical claim. Doing your own work, well, is the seed of justice itself. Socrates populates his city with the minimal caste: a farmer, a shoemaker, a weaver, a smith. Add a few helpers, merchants, laborers, and the city is complete. Peaceful, self-sufficient. No walls because no enemies, no rulers because no conflict. Everyone does their work and receives what others make. Socrates calls this arrangement tolerably just. No one encroaches. No one takes more than their share. This is the Arcadian city. From Arcadia, the ancient Greek ideal of pastoral simplicity, justice, quietly present, unforced. But then Glaucon interrupts. This, he says, is a city fit for pigs. Where are the couches, the pastries, the perfume, the paintings, the poetry? Human beings want more than bread and shelter. We want beauty, luxury, refinement. We want things we do not need. And Socrates strikingly concedes. Perhaps, he says, the healthy city is not enough. If you want to see a recognizably human city, we must examine one that is swollen and inflamed. So let us make the city feverish. Socrates inflates the city. Inflate artisans of luxury, cosmeticians, confectioners, hunters, painters, poets, dancers, nursemaids, barbers. Merchants set sail for imports and exports. The population explodes. But 2 consequences follow, and Plato names them precisely. First, bodies grow sick, rich food, soft living, restless appetite. Disease enters the city, and the city needs doctors it did not need before. Second, territory grows too small. A city of endless desire wants what the neighbors have, so it marches out to take it. Luxury, Plato says, is the hidden origin of war. Expansion is baked into excess. Pause on the comparison. The city of necessity was small, peaceful, healthy, needing neither doctors nor soldiers, but fit, Glaucon sneered, only for pigs. The feverish city is bloated, diseased, expansionist, and requires a standing army and a medical profession to survive itself, but it is recognizably human. Here is Plato's uncomfortable diagnosis. The healthy city satisfies only animal needs. The human city, the one we actually want to live in, is sick by its very nature. Civilization as we know it is inflammation. The Greek word Plato uses is phlegmainousa, feverish, inflamed. And here is where the Republic's real project begins. If luxury inevitably produces illness in bodies and war between cities, the feverish city needs more than a doctor for flesh and a general for battles. It needs someone who can treat the underlying disorder, excess desire itself. It needs a physician of the soul, someone who can purge the city of what it craves but should not have, reorder its appetites, and restore it to health. This figure, still unnamed in Book 2, is about to walk onto the stage. The philosopher king is born from fever. This is the move that reframes everything. Politics for Plato is not about maximizing what citizens want. It is therapeutic. Justice is not the satisfaction of desire, but its correct ordering. A city, like a body, can be bloated with what it craves and still be deeply ill. The statesman's job is not to feed the fever, but to cool it. So Plato burns down his own utopia on purpose. He needs us to see that the city we would choose is the city that most needs to be cured.